look who is on the live, Mr. Chris Isom. He's got the decanter filled with the bourbon. What tournament did you win back there, Chris?
Oh, let's see. I have a whole array of trophies that I've won throughout the years. I won the 2022 True Blue Stableford Shootout in Division One.
There you go.
I won
I remember that rain out.
Yeah, I sure do too. I won the 2024 Gaston Country Club Division One event.
There you go.
And I also won the Charlotte 2024 Rocky River Golf Club Division 5. So I've been making my way through the divisions.
There we go. So, well, I apologize for everybody being late a little bit tonight. We did have some technical difficulties. Thankfully, you're the co-host tonight, so we're not quite on the clock yet. But we're here with my good friend Mark Braley out of Tulsa. How are you doing tonight, Mark?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
So you got a good finals coming up too here in a couple of weeks at Shangri-La.
Oh, yeah. Second straight year where Shangri-La, if you played there once, you just got to go back. Can't get enough of it.
Really, really good. I remember you got the Folds of Honor shirt. Obviously, those that know Tulsa know that's the home of the Folds of Honor and their beautiful golf course, the Patriot. Got to go down on a Raider retreat down there that went to the Patriot, and I forget the name of the golf course. It's on your schedule at the Hard Rock there.
Oh, there. Yeah.
Yep. And then we also went out to Shangri-La. It was a really, really fun week. We had a lot of fun. So
yeah,
always miss it.
Did you guys play at Southern Hills that week, or were you just
the PGA Championship was at Southern Hills. So we had tickets Sunday at Southern Hills, and then played the Patriot on Monday and Shangri-La on Tuesday, and back at the Hard Rock on Wednesday and went home. It was pretty awesome.
There you go. Let's get Jody on Southern Hills. That'd be a good one.
It would be good. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't have a Jody Barrett sighting tonight. So he's been running around. I've talked to him a couple times today. So he's itching to get into golf. We've been on the phone with a few golf courses finalizing the 2025 schedule. So we got a lot, obviously for that. But 2 guest hosts tonight, which is awesome. Fegley is disappeared tonight, which is very Fegley-like. Is that fair, Chris?
Yeah, that was much nicer than the way I was going to put it.
There you go. See, that's why I preempted. For those that don't know, Thursday night 9 big topics, 3, 4, 5 minutes apiece. We'll fly through these, have a good conversation on it. But jumping in, Chris, I'm going to let you get started hole number 1.
All right. Well, as most people know, 2025 membership is now open. Now, Mark, you know what the benefits are of signing up right now?
Yeah, you get to play in 2024, and you'll still be eligible for some awesome sign-up gifts that we'll be announcing sooner or later.
Absolutely. That's the one thing that's good. Now that 25 membership is open, those who sign up for 2025 may participate in whatever 2024 events that remain in your local chapter or anywhere in the country for that matter. But also, we are switching to the year-long membership that has been highly requested from our members. So if you sign up now, you're actually going to get basically a free month of membership at a great price.
Yeah, I like that. I like the fact that you can sign up, and I'm assuming that once we get through September, that points that you may accrue will be applied to 2025. Is that right? Or
no, 24 points will remain in 24. However, the new members that are coming in can test the waters, see what the APT experience is all about, and kind of get used to what we're doing. I know I talked to Dennis several times today out in Utah. He is really, really pushing this 2025 membership. And those Utah boys are a bunch of golf junkies out there with his new members wanting to sign up for a couple of his 2024 events.
So here's the question I got for you, Chris. I'm sure Dennis isn't watching right now. But do we need to put to bed this whole debate we've heard of him about membership recruiting?
Yeah,
this year. So. Okay. So we'll see if Dennis chimes in on the chat, but may have to get the St. Louis boys activated a little bit. But anyways, lots of great benefits. We've got Jersey to introduce you to here in a few minutes. our newest addition to the APT family on our staff. She's going to be bringing a lot of cool stuff when it comes to Shopify and the Pro Shop and all of that good stuff. But membership cards for 2025 are coming out as early as next week. It's going to be easier to use your credits in our Pro Shop. It's going to be easier to use our exclusive membership perks from our sponsors than ever before. So lots of exciting stuff coming, Braley. And it's so simple that even the low-tech guys are going to be able to figure it out.
Me included.
I wasn't going to say that because we were live, but I'm trying to be nice.
That's all right. You just take whatever shot you want, bud. Besides, I'll be taking them at you here before long. I see where Arkansas and Illinois have a little basketball match coming up this year.
Yeah, I'm going to have to travel to see some chapter owners. I don't know if you saw it, but last year Illinois obviously whooped up on Kansas. I know there's some Kansas City guys watching that are sad about this. Whooped up on Kansas in an exhibition game to support the Maui Fires. And this year, Illinois is actually traveling to Ole Miss for one of those charity exhibition games, and Jody's already working on getting tickets. It's the end of October, so I think we'll have a little rivalry between me and Jody down there in Oxford, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be good. That's a neat stadium they've got in Oxford.
So I will answer the question. Pro Shop credit does not carry over. We do not have 42 accountants to deal with that. Pro Shop credit for 2024 expires October 31st. So if you signed up before the summer membership, the code is 2024 member. Use your email and spend your $50. It's also, when we switch to 25, going to be much easier to do. We found a much better way to make it easier for everybody. So there we go. Back to you, Chris.
Well, Matt, it is that time of year, and of course, Fegley ditched us tonight to probably do non-handicap things. But why don't you talk about the flight lock? Fegley sent out his handicap report on Wednesday, and we got a growing list of names of people that are flight locked. So why don't you tell the people what that's all about?
Yeah, so the flight lock is our attempt to understand the concern of some members getting promoted late in the season. You guys don't like getting promoted late in the season. I can tell you, Mark, I can see it on his face. As chapter owners, we don't like to see promotions late in the season either. But balanced with the fact that obviously in a flighted stroke play environment, you've got to play where your handicap puts you. And so the flight lock after July 9th, we've implemented a 2% flight lock for those players who are validated. That gives you a little cushion to go under as long as you meet certain criteria. Like you can't be playing on a better division on another tour. Your GIN can't be significantly lower than the flight you're playing in, and you can't have been relegated within the season. So we've got a lot of players in the flight lock. I will tell you, we do take it seriously. I'm not going to tell that story. I have a great mailbag with Fegley, but I need Fegley to be here to do it. So maybe next week we'll have APT After Dark as one of the holes.
Well, it's brutal to have to tell a player, 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before nationals, especially, or whatever, that guess what, you're going to get bumped to D4, and the guy's already paid for nationals and stuff. So rather than sit on our rear ends and not do anything, I applaud everybody for doing something to at least help those guys. I mean, it goes to show that we're not complacent with where we're at, and we're trying to improve. It helps the owners, but it also helps the players tremendously.
No, absolutely. It's funny. I will share a little bit of the mailbag. So it says, well, you guys aren't doing enough. Like, I totally understand that, but the other tours aren't doing anything. You know what I mean? You touch it by point one. That doesn't matter when it happens. You're going, no questions asked. There's no thought. And so, we're trying to work on it. Once again, if you have ideas, send the handicap committee an email. Especially a constructive one is always good. Sometimes their emails aren't that constructive, which is entertaining to say the least. But always willing to listen, always willing to try to make the tour better. Obviously in this issue, we remind a lot of players, if they're the guy that gets the late promotion, if your handicap goes from 8.8 to 7, there's nothing we can do about it. You know what I mean? Because all the other people in Division 3 don't want to play against a 7. It's just too far under the division line, obviously. So we're trying to find that balance that makes sense. We certainly want the best players in each division for the season to be competing for our Player of the Year championships and our national championship. The fly lock is our way of giving a little bit of cushion towards the end of the year for those players that have been competing all year in that division.
I've got 2 guys in there, so yeah, playing the waiting game.
So got to throw a shout out, Mr. Kofi. Good evening to you, and thank you for all the wonderful Augusta National gifts for my daughter. She's going to be the most stylish person at our Masters watch party next year. Thanks to you and your wife. So we appreciate it. Chris, I'm letting you jump in. You're the host tonight, man. I'm like on a sick day.
Well, here's the good news, guys. I am the USCIA, so I make the rules tonight, so I get to control this. I don't even have to put anybody on the clock. But we're getting to that time of year. We actually have chapters that have already ran their local finals, have crowned their player of the year for 2024. So Matt, your and I's local finals is in what, a week, 2 weeks? We actually have a week off, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm sick of all things. First week off since February, and I'm on with the teledoc today. So, but we're here. We're in the basement, and I'm not wearing a hoodie for Nathan Frazier, even though it's 60 degrees. I'm burning up down here.
We are here for sure. Now, there's been a little bit of confusion about local finals points, how that works, and all that stuff. So, just to be clear, you get points for your local finals in your local player of the year's race. Now, if you are one of those chapters that have already ran their local finals and you want to go participate in somebody else's, number one, it is up to the local chapter owner's discretion whether you can participate or not. And if they do allow you to participate, you can accrue National Player of the Year points, but you will not receive anything locally. Matt, did I get that right?
That is correct, my friends. It's and we've got to make that decision, which we won't do on the live because we've got a few emails piling up from some people that want to play at Ambrier. So it'll be fun, but looking forward to a good local final. I know in St. Louis we've seen more competition this year, just better competition across the board in all of our chapters, which has been fun. I know, we had our last regular season event in St. Louis, Chris, and you and I were both out there. We had a 3-way playoff in D2. It's like 15 players within 4 shots in D2, and then we had a 3-way playoff in D3 as well. So it's been fun to watch. All of our player of the years are still alive coming up, so it's been a fun season to watch. I know it's that way a lot across the country, and we're going to enjoy it.
Can you remember a tournament? Can you remember a tournament that you've had this year that did not have a playoff in one of the 5 divisions? I can. I mean, I think we've had a minimum 1. I've had as many as 4, 3 or 4 in a tournament.
Right. So it's interesting. Chris and I usually joke, because we run some larger tournaments in St. Louis, and so we get away with no playoffs, and then it's like, we get in because we've been running an event all day, and 20 minutes before dark, and the last division of the day has a playoff. Then it goes to 3 holes. You know what I mean? It never fails.
Yeah, that's good.
So
then you got to load up and drive home, right?
Can you play your own chapter final and another? Yes. You can only get local final points at your local chapter. So cool. Chris, you're running the show. Miner's making fun of me. He's saying he was sick last week. I realized that.
Well,
but thank you.
I think this is a good segue, Matt. A lot of things have changed in the last month for you. You had a baby. We hired another staffer here in the national side, and I'm a little nervous to get her introduced to all these people because I don't think you or I want to run her off yet. She has done a fantastic job in the national office. So we'll come back, and why don't we just go ahead and introduce our new national office employee.
Wow. Look at us. You're skipping scripts.
Yeah, I'm skipping the script, and I'm just going to put it out there on the live. I've already warned her about Alderucci. So,
right.
So I feel a lot better.
100%. So guys, be nice because we like her. So, but everybody say hi to Miss Jersey Johnson. She's not from Jersey,
Hello.
so don't swear at her. But
Hello, everyone.
So Jersey, you got thrown into all this craziness. You no more than started, and Matt was dad at that point. Internally we planned on a very smooth easing you in transition. However, you were just kind of thrown into the fire with the baby being here. Why don't you go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and all that good stuff?
Yeah. So I grew up in Illinois in a small town called Monmouth, Illinois. And then I went to like a little country school out there, and then I graduated and went to community college. Played volleyball there, graduated community college, and went to Illinois State University, and graduated in May of this year. And then just some of the hobbies that I like to do. I like to read. I like to stay active, watch sports. Yeah, I do have a cat. I love my cat. So, but we just brought her back because she's lived with my mom. But we finally brought her back, so she's in house now. But other than that, yep, that's a little bit about me.
So in college, Jersey, what were you studying?
I studied fashion merchandising, and then at community college, I studied business. So I have a little bit of a mix of both, kind of.
So when Matt reached out to you, I'm not sure how that whole process worked, just to be clear. But when Matt reached out to you about setting up an interview, based on the interview, is this what you expected?
I did not. He did warn me. He was like, it's going to be chaotic. And I said, I'm all for it. It's okay. I feel like I'm a pretty adaptable person, so we'll just persevere through it. But no, not what I expected, but it is beyond anything I could have imagined. I'm loving it, and yeah, I can't wait to continue with the APT team.
so we'll see what you say after the North American Championship here in a few weeks.
Exactly what I was thinking.
But I think there's a good comment in the chat, Braley, and I think maybe you and I can talk about this a little bit. But who do you think's a better golfer, Jersey or Chris?
I know.
I think that's a fair.
I guess we all saw Lambert's post about the same time because we all kind of chuckled there, except for Chris, of course.
Yeah, no, we sure did. That could be a heck of a video, Matt. Me versus Jersey.
I'll practice. Don't you worry. I'm competitive too, so.
Do I get to play for the label?
I got money on Jersey.
Yeah, I say. I mean, Jersey might not win, but I guarantee you there'll be lots of money on her. So.
Yeah. No offense. I mean, we all love a Samisom, don't we? But
we do. We do.
No, and you know what? If I were betting on myself, I'd probably bet on Jersey instead. It's that bad. But nonetheless, Jersey, you and I have some work cut out for us tomorrow. We've already worked extra hard this week. Matt keeps ordering and ordering and ordering a bunch of stuff. We've already unloaded 2,000 hats this week, and now we have 12 boxes of 2 under coming in tomorrow. Why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about the APT Pro Shop, what we have going on there?
Yeah. So the new hats that came in, Matt is actually modeling one of the newer hats, but we have the new hats that came in. They're more of like a heathered color, and they're the same as snapback. So we have 3 new heathered colorways in that. And then for the 2 under that are coming in, we have a lot of variety in that as well. And then the other hats that came in are fitted more of, and those come in a variety of color as well. Not heathered, they're solid, but they're still pretty good quality too.
Yeah, those hats that we got in, I'm really excited about. I mean, that APT hat that Matt's wearing, he's been wearing one of those since like February. And if you even understood the amount of questions and requests that we have gotten for those APT hats, you would be astounded. And I'm like, well, we don't have any. The ones that you see are the samples that we got. So I can't help you out there. that now we have tons and tons of them that we will actually be bringing down to the North American Championship. You and I will have a lot of loading to do in the merchandise trailer. All of our merchandise will be available at the North American Championship. Now, Matt, I did see a really good question in the chat.
Oh, absolutely. Can you use your credit? 100%. You can use your credit at the North American Championship.
Perfect. There's your answer. You can use that credit. And you never know what's going to happen with the APT Pro Shop. We might have some specials going on. Anything that we can do to help you guys out. Now, registration night, Matt, is a big deal. We have learned some lessons, I think would be the best way to put it, from last year. So registration night, what's that looking like for us?
Well, first of all, it's not going to be registration night. It's going to be registration day and a half. So come on your own. A lot of the same experiences, obviously. Jack Curry is going to be there with US Glove. He's going to be there with 2 Under. Carol with Turtleson is going to be there. Lance with Universal Retirement's got some T gifts. You've got some T gifts from us with the Pro Shop set up. Come register, pay for side games. You have a day and a half to do it early. Will be Wednesday afternoon prior to the par 3 and Thursday all day. The one thing is we're not going to accept any cash on Friday morning, so all cash stops Thursday at the end of registration. And so if you can't get there to registration, that's fine. You can pick up T gifts and stuff later, but make arrangements to get us Venmo, Cash App, PayPal beforehand. So that way we can have the skins games set up for everyone and ensure their accuracy, all that good stuff. But huge swag bag at both the Open and the Senior this year. Some really, really good stuff we're giving out. I'm pretty excited about it. And it's all ordered. It's actually going to come in. So most of it's in already, to be honest. So it wasn't the 12 boxes at 2 Under, though. All that stuff's getting shipped straight to Jack.
Even better, Matt. Even better.
Just saying. And I will tell you the 2 Under 2025 membership offer. So everybody's going to be downloading. You're going to get an email with a link to your membership card. You download that. All of the member offers are going to come to you through that membership card. It's digital. It sits in your Apple Wallet or your Android wallet. It's going to be super cool. Lots of special offers for members. We're able to actually publish things now because it's behind a member wall. It's going to be great. The offer with 2 Under is going to be 40% off deal initially on 2 packs. You can get up to 3. So basically $15 a pair, which is incredibly cheap for such a great product. So we've got some of that in. We'll get that going next week. And yeah, back to you, Chris. When
Well,
you
Matt,
run the show.
I actually have a question about registration. Now, you say all cash registration will be closed, on Thursday. Can people Venmo prior to teeing off? Is that something that we're going to do, or is it all shut off at 10 o'clock?
All shut off on Thursday night. We'll send that out clearly when the deadline is. We want to be able to serve you guys well, and part of that is we've got to have a standard to get that stuff done, so we're not chasing stuff around Friday afternoon trying to figure out who gave cash to who at check-in. And so no cash after Thursday. Venmo's got to be done on Thursday night as well, and then we'll have everything ready to go Friday morning. It's going to run smooth, and it's going to be fun.
Well, I think we can move on to the fun part of Thursday. One of the things I'm looking to the most of the North American Championship is our little Folds of Honor party. We have live music coming in. Is it Julio and the Saltines?
Julio and the Saltines coming in, and the best. Who in the world is showing up in our?
Dude, I got people showing up all the time. I'm in control here.
But anyways, Julio and the Saltines, #1 cover band in Myrtle Beach. We're having a good time. We're going to raise some money for Folds of Honor. We're going to announce the 25 schedule. It's going to be a fun night. So some food and drink. It's going to be limited capacity, so there will be some tickets. We will have information for that. We're waiting on 2 answers from Legends. Chris, you and I had a long meeting with them today. So for Alan Park, who wants to do the course rotation, one of the answers pertains to what we need to know so we can announce the course rotation. The other has to do with how we're going to sell tickets. So those are the next 2 things to come. Although we will tell you practice rounds are going to be available at all the golf courses. For the regular rotation courses, meaning Moreland, Heathland, Heritage Club, Tradition, $65 rates, which is well below the rack rate for that time of year. You'll be able to book 2 weeks out. That's the window. So we're not killing you guys now to get the practice round rates. You can't book yet anyway. We will have all your rotation stuff before you can book practice rounds.
Sounds like a great deal, Matt. You know, we're in for a good North American Championship experience this year.
So here's a question for Jersey.
Are you able to make the hats in fitted? We did have some fitted ones come in. There was 3 colors of those, but they don't have. It's not the APT 3-letter, but we do have some fitted options if you go on the Pro Shop. I think it's the Shield. I think it is.
It's the Shield.
The Shield, yep. But if you go on there, you can definitely see those, and they should be under. It should be fitted. It should be under fitted. So if you do type in for fitted, it should pop right up.
Yep. Very nice. Back to you, Chris.
Well, Matt, it's time to hear from some of our friends at Turtleson. But Jersey, thank you for coming on tonight, introducing yourself to all of our lovely members. And then when we come back, we might be able to bring on our surprise guest, Matt. So stay tuned, everybody. We have more surprises coming. Oh, Matt, that golf course, man. On those lines.
Dude, what happened to your microphone?
I don't know. You tell me. I've just been sitting.
Now it's good. Now we're good. Well, normally you're just off. You know, you're in the background, so it is what it is.
I prefer the chat myself. But oh man, we have a special guest popping up off camera. We can go ahead and bring him on.
Well, now that I can see his camera, I'm a little bit less concerned about actually bringing him on.
Well, why don't we just go ahead and bring on the Honorable Jody Barrett?
What's up, fellas?
What's up, JB?
Always struggling with the technical difficulties, but we got it worked out here.
I'm just saying, like, are you going to make Crabtree pay you for wearing that Southern seam on the air?
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm waiting to see him get in. Like, I need to take a picture of this so I can text him.
$100 a minute.
I'm literally sending him a picture right now. There we go. Okay, we're good. Represent the Southern seam. I like it. So Carol hate. No, I'm just kidding. So everything else in your wardrobe's Turtleson, so it's all good.
Nice and sweaty after a 100-degree day on the golf course.
There you go. I was
here at Greystone.
Where'd you play?
It's playing like St. Andrews. It's concrete fairways and lots of roll these days.
Nice.
So drought conditions here today, or this month for sure.
Very nice. Real quick, we had a couple questions about senior nationals. There will be registration on Monday for senior nationals. We will get all that stuff out to you. Senior nationals is sold out, which is why we're not spending a ton of time talking about it at the moment. We still have about 30 spots left for the North American Championship. Registration closes early next week. So if you're wanting to get in on that, I would suggest doing it now. It's going to be a great time at both. But yeah, there you go. Sorry. Want to get that big in. Carry on, Jody. We're on hole 7.
I'm good. Well, you're going to have to lead, buddy, because I'm playing blind. I don't have
it ain't me leading. I'm playing blind, too. So is Braley. So it's all on Chris.
In all fairness, Matt, I sent you and Braley the agenda. Now, Jody didn't get the agenda. But, one of the funnest times last year, par 3 at Aero Club. Matt, you still have spots available for that.
Yeah, sorry. I'm coughing up the lung over here. Yeah, we've got about 50 spots left still at the Aero Club on Wednesday night for those who are going to be at the beach early. If you've not played in it, it is the fun social night of the APT. It's kind of like the par 3 contest at the Masters. We call it the 3 Club Challenge. Tell you not to bring a golf bag. If you want to bring your golf bag, you can. Just please don't bring a push cart, because at that point we're just trying to make jokes, and so you'll make yourself an easy target. But if you need all 14 clubs to compete, we're not going to stop you. All the holes are 100 yards. It's under the lights. It's a great time. It's a good time to meet a bunch of people. We play in sixteens. It's just a fun night to get to meet some other people around the APT. Have a nice, relaxing night before the tournament gets started.
I mean, the par 3 last year was spectacular. Jody, you were there last year at the par 3, weren't you?
Yep. Flew
Yeah,
in.
two hole-in-ones last year?
What's that?
I think we had 2 hole-in-ones last year, didn't we?
We did. Yeah. Everybody had a great time too.
And in all fairness, guys, the hole-in-one club is not a thing for par 3s that are 100 yards. Just to get that out there. But yeah, we had 2 hole-in-ones last year. It's a fun event. Matt, are we just doing skins on this one, or we have prize pool?
It's prize pool, man. We're going. I think Roberts got 7 under in D1 last year. So
Sure did.
grinding, nothing like grinding on the par 3 night.
So Shangri-La's got a brand new par 3 course. I'm wondering if that Arrow's anything like it. Like Shangri-La will have a 90-yard par 3, but the green looks like that one that Jack Nicklaus made that 100-foot putt on with Johnny Miller. It beats you up on the greens.
Oh,
But
no,
is
it's
that
relatively
what
flat.
Arrow's
I mean, it's
like or no?
scoreable. It just hit your wedges and have some fun. It's a fun little golf course. It's not overly difficult. You're not gonna, you shouldn't 3 and 4 putt, but people do, I'm sure.
The greens are relatively small for they're built to scale for the golf course. So not big crazy undulations, but
Yeah.
small with some contours. So you hit some good shots, you'll have birdies.
Was it last year Jake Combs and Lamoureux had a little one club showdown?
Yep.
I wish I remember who won that one. I'd put my money on Lamoureux.
I was just there to heckle people on the back of the green.
Right.
What was the 3 most
It's gotta
popular
be a sand
clubs
wedge.
people brought?
And a putter.
Yeah.
Putter, sand wedge, and
Yeah.
some type of degree wedge would be my.
104 yards,
What's
maybe.
the longest hole? Oh,
So,
yeah.
but
So that's always a good time. Get the festivities going for the North American Championship. Now, Matt, this morning, you, me, and the national office team had a good meeting that we are working on finalizing the course rotation for the North American Championship, getting that information out to everybody. My guess is you and I will know on Tuesday, and the rest of everybody will know on Thursday.
night.
Yeah, Thursday night. You guys can go
You
ahead.
want the course rotation next Thursday is probably a good time.
I think it's going to be a great time.
If we don't have it by then from them, I'm probably just going to make it up anyway.
Oh.
We're almost to forgiveness rather than permission stage of the game.
That's great advice, Matt. I'm going to remember that.
It's terrible advice. Terrible advice. But
No, but we have Moreland, Heathland, Tradition, and Heritage Club for the North American Championship, with the final 2 rounds being
all
blue and
fantastic venues in fantastic shape.
Matt, have you played all of them?
Mm-hmm.
Have you played them each probably a dozen times?
I haven't played Tradition. I take that back, but I've ridden around Tradition. So used to be a member at Legends. Moreland is so Heritage Club's the top rated, and Heritage Club's just super cool. Very similar to Caledonia on a bigger footprint. So you got lots of dog legs, the overhanging trees. You've got the historical clubhouse in the marsh. It's just a beautiful, beautiful golf course. Really good green complexes. Heritage is really hard, but you're going to have a really, really good time. Tradition's your traditional South Carolina golf course, just really solid all the way around. Really fun to play. You'll really enjoy it. And then Moreland and Heathland are two very different golf courses that sit right next to each other. Heathland is your kind of Scottish Links course with really big greens. Very scoreable, but it's got some great holes on it. Just a lot of fun to play. And then Moreland is a PB die with just some diabolical fairways, diabolical green complexes. But Moreland, if Moreland's in your rotation, that's the place I want to play a practice round. Free advice. First couple times you play it, you're going to think it's the hardest thing in the world until you figure out there's a spot you can miss it on every single hole. It's just not apparent that you can miss it there. So once you kind of learn where you can miss it and survive, you can slap around that golf course pretty easily. But when you're looking at it from some of the tee balls, you're not going to think there's room where there's actually room, and it can be a little intimidating. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rotation, Matt, and I want to go ahead and address Alan's question in the chat. They aren't dictating the rotation. We choose to partner with our golf courses to make sure logistically everything works out well for everybody involved. And so Matt and I have a meeting with them on Tuesday to get that finalized and make sure this is a good team effort and that we can have a great North American championship.
I have a smart aleck comment I want to make about it, but the real answer is we have 5 divisions that we have to combine together to get to a set number for each golf course. And so if you want to know what we're waiting on, is we need to know which golf course we have flexibility to go over the number we've given him one day and under on the next, because that's going to determine which 2 divisions are playing those golf courses. That would be the real answer. So that's the flexibility.
Yeah, I politicked that one pretty hard.
You did politic that one pretty hard. Jody even got a chuckle out of it, so I was proud of you. Good job, Chris.
See, I'm still learning. But so we'll have that course rotation out to everybody next week on the live. So make sure that you guys tune in. Tell your friends that are playing. Go ahead and tune in. Next week's live is going to be huge. Now
it's going to be huge.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
You deserved it.
So I think we need to go ahead and take a break from our friends at Global Golf, and then we can come back and answer some questions.
There we go. I've seen some good ones.
Shop Global Golf for gear and recommendations that are all about you. With You Try, You Select, and You Trade In, Global Golf's comprehensive suite of services feature the widest variety of new and pre-owned products, PGA professional backed insight, and unbeatable value to help you play your best. So visit Global Golf today and experience personalized shopping that's all about you.
What's going on? Back to Global Golf. I was answering a question. I love how people email me during the live. Like, I don't want to ask on the live, so I'm just answering questions here. A good question came earlier from Nathan Frazier. He wanted me to explain the point marker. Some people have asked about that. So this is the second half of the flight lock. This is actually came from a member. I think this was a really good idea. We won't name the member that we jokingly name it after, because obviously as you go through things, you watch things happen and go, you probably improve upon it. So the point marker is the second way to protect against the late promotion. So if you've played in your division all year, let's use Jody as the example, and Jody's developed a sizable lead playing in the division all year, gets promoted right before the local finals because, he decided to shoot 66 or something like that crazy in Division 2, gets promoted to Division 1. If he's leading, we're going to put in a points marker for him in Division 2. He can't play in Division 2. He can't earn any more points in Division 2. He's fully in Division 1. But his points in Division 2 will stand for the Player of the Year. And if no one else in Division 2 can beat his point total for the season, he's still the Division 2 Player of the Year. So we're not letting him continue to play after he shoots a 66 and we move him to D1. with honors, of course, but he's still eligible to win D2 Player of the Year if he had a lead. There you go. There's the points mark. Did I explain that okay, Braley? What do you think?
That's a great explanation. I've actually got a couple of guys that were sweating bullets over
Cool.
that, so it's a great explanation for it.
Sean Powers wants to know, Chris, where you won your trophies?
Yeah, Sean, if you want to go back to the beginning of the stream, I've been moving through divisions. I have some Division I trophies, Division V trophies. I've been working hard, grinding.
Yeah. Yeah, we're still betting on Jersey with all those trophies behind you.
So
Hey, it helps to have admin access.
Smack talk
It
right
helps
there.
to have the admin
We all
access
got
to where I
Mike.
can really compete in Division I.
There you go, Matt. There's something we ought to do, like either probably at Aero Club, is get Chris and Jersey on like a hole and
raise somebody for
and
Folds
put
of
some
Honor.
Folds of Honor.
Jersey, let people bet,
Donation.
and the proceeds go to Folds of Honor.
Yeah,
It's a good time. I mean, Jersey will definitely second this, but when I interviewed her, so we met at a Starbucks to interview her, and we're like 2 minutes in an interview, and I go, I can't hire the worst golfer on our team, so I need to know if you can beat Chris. And without even knowing if Chris can play golf, she said, I'll beat him. No problem.
He's an athlete.
And I was like, I believe it. So I've always had my money on Jersey in that. No offense, Chris.
Chris Hughey, closest to the green. That's brutal. That's brutal.
That's pretty funny.
I'm in.
that's pretty good.
I'm a fence for Chris.
So this is a good question. I wish Fegley was here so he could take the heat on that. Player plays well enough for their local final drop below the lock would be notified before the national that he's going to be moved up. Nope, we're going to tell you on the first tee. So we will not communicate at all. We won't even tell you a check-in. Is that the right answer?
Hey, I'm not on the first tee, so sure.
There you go. Chris is like, I'm the logistics chairman. So this works out. I'm not on the first tee either. Jody, you're on the first tee?
Probably.
Might be. No, guys. What happens is we'll run the final handicap report on Wednesday after the local finals. So that's like September 11th. And everybody will be notified that's if they're being moved on September 12th in that last review. So I know Fegley has already been working with me on the handicap review for the North American and the Senior North American. We've been going through the field for months. Once again, if you're validated, you have nothing to worry about. So there you go. So people always ask that question. So if I come to the Nationals and I'm validated and I shoot something out of flight, am I going to get DQ'd? No, you are not. As long as you're validated. So play hard and play well. But yes, we'll notify you the last handicap report right Wednesday after the local finals. So there you go.
Matt, I got a good question for you here from our friend Jeff Clifford
Oh boy.
in regards to hats.
So do we have Tom Chambers sitting in the bullpen there to answer this question, or no? I'm just kidding. I love you, Clifford. No, I don't have any hats with APT on the back. If you wanna sport the APT on the forehead, you got to wear it forward, my friend, right now. But much love.
We'll get him some Michelle Kang caps with the logo on the back.
Here we go. That'd be sweet. So, what other questions we got? Jody's just staring.
I'm scrolling through the chat right now, asking questions.
So we got some exciting news today, Jody.
Yeah.
Some we can talk about, some we can't. Yet.
Well, I'm not sure which one you're referring to as being able to talk about.
Oh, I didn't even tell you about that. So, exciting. All I'm going to say right now is exciting days for Maryland ahead.
Yes.
So
Good
that's
thing.
good. Good things. I know, Phil.
Good thing Phil's not
He might
online.
be. You never know. He could be jumping in any minute. Rob wants to know, people keep talking about Imperial. Actually had a meeting with the owner of Imperial not that long ago. So if you like Imperial products, stay tuned. I can say that now.
Good. They make visors that people like. So they've been asking for visors for 4 years now.
4 years now. The Hat Whisperer. Joe Arnold, thank you for delivering the hats. So 2 for 2 getting delivery. I will tell you, before I say that Joe Arnold is responsible for delivering our hats, he's responsible for delivering our hats once they got to FlexFit's factory. So Joe did it in 2 days. It took them 9 months.
It pays to know a guy at the customs.
Sure does. And I'll tell you, Joe, whoever delivered the last 2,000 hats of this order, greatest dude that made my life as it could be. So mad props to you and your team. It was fantastic. Here's a good one, Matt, from Chris Miner. How much money do we need for side games at Nationals?
That's a good question. I don't know if we know the answer to that yet.
I do math.
As much as you're willing to lose.
Bingo.
We'll get it out there, Miner. So it will be your turn to buy margaritas when Chris and I get to the beach early, though.
It's true.
So we need some cash for that.
What about Roger's question? Or comment, I guess. Not more comment than question.
Interesting thought. I know somebody who books majors.
Alderucci is a good question, too.
Okay, put it on there.
Oh, he doesn't.
Well, that's fair. If you make more points at another local finals that is more than your local finals, does the higher points go towards your national points?
Yes.
Always you replace better point totals with, or you always replace your lower points totals with higher points totals.
Correct. There you go. Let's see. There was something else here. Poor Lambert. John Lambert, you will – I just want to let the record reflect. So of all the chapters I haven't been to, I still think Virginia Capital might be the only one at this point, not counting new chapters. You did tell me to cancel. I was coming last fall, and you told me not to come, but I will be there in October. So your first fall event, Virginia Capital, I will be in the house to see y'all. So there is love for Virginia, so I don't want to hear it. There's that from Lambert right there.
But we won't be John Lambert. We'll be going to see his wife.
Oh, boy. Well, gentlemen, it seems like things are slowing down, and we can end live early. I'm ahead of pace.
Although we still got one. This is a good question.
Hey, before we go, I got one. Let me jump in first. Did anybody other than a few of us in Tulsa see Jake Engelbrecht's post on Facebook? That was so funny. If you haven't, go to APT Kansas City and look. It's hilarious.
I did not see that.
You need to go look at that. Crack me
let's
up.
see
Laughed
here.
all day at it.
Answer this question. Sean, you got all the National Player of the Year points. I think you're Atlanta, right? You just didn't get Atlanta local points for your local finals. But you got all the National Player of the Year points for winning, which I'm sure boosted you a lot because you are in contention, sir. Last chance on questions. Final thoughts, Jody. What are you looking forward to this week?
Hopefully some responses to a couple of golf courses that I've been working on. So that's the main thing, trying to wrap a few things up there.
Yeah, we had a couple good calls this week. Actually, I have one of those contracts from that call sitting in my inbox right now.
I saw that, and I was hopeful that you were getting that taken care of.
I have not opened it yet. So it was supposed to be a sick day today.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't exist.
No. No. My wife's like, I'm on maternity leave. And I was like, that's fair. I can't argue that.
So what am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to the start of college football and Ole Miss's run to the college football playoffs beginning on Saturday.
There we go.
That'll be short-lived.
Arkansas.
Yes, there will be practice rounds for the seniors. Stay tuned.
No
All of that
doubt.
is being finalized. That's the third question we're waiting on an answer from. Hopefully we'll have all of those for you for next Thursday. So
Fair enough.
not that there will be practice rounds, just how to book and all that good stuff. So we'll get that information out. I'm excited. College football tonight. Illinois is playing Eastern Illinois. We're favored by 28, which means Eastern Illinois is really, 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 really bad. So, because we're not good.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I don't even have anything to add to that other than, yes, you're right.
Yeah, not good. Not good, but it should be fun. This is kind of the calm before the storm. You know, obviously this week we've got a couple big events coming up to look forward to. Myrtle Beach has got a big 2-day. Mid-Mo's got Kinderhook, a few other events around the country. And then it's local finals weekend and off to the championship. So play well the last couple of weeks, guys. A lot of great things coming for 2025. It'll be announced soon. I know we've been working hard on that, and we appreciate you all.
All right, everybody. Have a good night. We will see you next Thursday with our course rotation. Matt, I'm pretty sure we can make that a promise, right?
We'll make it a promise. One way or another, we're announcing it.
All right. You heard it here. We will announce the course rotation next Thursday. Everybody, have a good night.